Okay, right. Welcome to the first ever AMA stroke community call for Egem. It's maybe our fourth team call. We decided to start doing them publicly. I'm going to be the host and I guess master of ceremonies, if you will. I'm joined by Riddles, uh, Dubs, Funky Cop, Luis, V70, Nina's Odd Bash, Sarko, Phyllis, Eurisi, and Yojimbo. I think, hold on, let me make sure that is everybody. More people may join us later. We are running about 10 minutes late, so we haven't bothered to wait for anyone else because we were scheduled to start at 9. There's got to be like an open forum, so if anybody's got any points to add, please add them. If you are shy about talking vocally, then just type whatever it is you want to say in the egem chat, and the one of the gobby ones, myself or Yojimbo, will do your speaking for you. So thank you for joining us, and we're glad to have you. First of all, I guess the most important factor we should discuss is what is currently happening. What are the things that are being done? I'm going to give an update on Ruby Swap, which is a project that I've been working with Peter, who's not here today. But before we do that, I'd like to pass over to Riddles so we could get an update on development and what you guys have been doing and what you may need help with or what we could expect in the near future.
Is my mic working?
It is. We can hear you.
I have just a few things. I know also left me a few messages to say he got part. He did get. I'm also not feeling too well today, so excuse that. Um, he got through a good chunk of the core stuff. I know he has a bit more to do, but he also has the fee thing that was talked about in another branch, and then the one branch he's working on right now. He was supposed to push changes to maybe. It's also Father's Day, and he said he was busy, so I can't really say much more.
Okay.
Um, he did he did do some work on it. We were figuring some missing package dependencies this morning, and then he got taken away. So that's where that is. I know we're not too much longer. I can't give an estimate though.
Okay. All right. The just so that everybody knows, what we're discussing is we are discussing bringing EtherGem core code base up in line with Ethereum. Um, the reason why I was probably one of the people who asked for it, along with Peter from RubySwap. Um, I believe some other community members did also reference that it was an issue. Hazy said about it just before he left as well. The reason why we want to move the code base up so it's in line with Ethereum is so that people who have got projects or any projects that are currently running on Ethereum or any other EVM or Ethereum based network, such as Binance Chain, AVAX, Avalanche, all of those. There's quite a few of them. Any of those projects can then come over to EtherGem. They can, and it can be quite an easy port if our project is up to date with Ethereum. The reason this was kind of discussed in quite a robust fashion in Discord between myself, Peter Stephen Brown, and Riddles was also in the conversation, and so was Oh So Easy. The reason why this came to light was when the guys from RubySwap were trying to port over their PancakeSwap fork, which is what RubySwap is. They ran into some missing parts of the code base that are on Binance Chain and obviously on Ethereum, but aren't on EtherGem. They've got a workaround for it. However, what we're saying is that expecting all of the projects that are going to build on EtherGem to build these workarounds is not a good idea. The reason why I say it's not a good idea mostly is because every time you add code to a code base, you possibly add vulnerabilities, and nobody wants to do that. So if we want to get more projects launched on eBay. So that was the reason why we're really pushing for this. Um, Oh So Easy has said earlier on today. I hope he doesn't mind me saying it, but he did say you can say what he said in the we've got a smaller more private group that he feels like kind of like it's sprung on him. So what we have done, myself and Riddles, we have investigated outsourcing that work. So if it does get to a stage where we do feel Oso feels like he wants to focus on Sapphire, he's welcome to do that. I think it's that I don't have any problem with it as long as anyone else doesn't, and I don't think we should be forcing Oso Easy to do something that he possibly doesn't see the real value in. Then I think we can outsource it. Am I okay to say that, Riddles?
It doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
Well, it's there. It was supposed to be said.
Yeah, yeah. So what I mean is, I want you to confirm, like, just to back me up and say, okay, this is something that we are going to do, because I think what's happening is we're having some disagreements, and when we're having them in public, people are worrying that they're spats, but all they are is us talking in public as opposed to talking in private. So that's why I'm saying, like, kind of, um, if you will, um give what I've just said the stamp of approval, so that it's not just Cryptosi just spouting off and trying to make things happen the way I want them to happen. Like, explain that it does make sense that we outsource it if our core developers are busy building other groundbreaking technology.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I did mention I'm not feeling well, so I'm not all there.
All right, cool. All right. As far as Ruby Swap is concerned, no. Before I move on, does anybody else have anything that they'd want to say on that? Because I don't want to be taking over things. You can also type in the Discord if you don't want to speak. Okay. All right. I'm going to give you guys an update on RubySwap. RubySwap is a pancake fork. The idea is that we bring a AMM market maker DEX over to Egem so that people can trade between the tokens that are on Egem freely, quickly, and cheaply, using tried and battle tested code base that is PancakeSwap, which forked from SushiSwap, which forked from Uniswap. We also going to bring over a launchpad, which we're going to call the Topaz launchpad. Initially, we'll just have the IFO pad that comes with PancakeSwap. If you're not familiar with it, it is pancakeswap.finance. So initially, we'll just have that IFO, the regular pad. But after, we have got some plans to build an updated Topaz launchpad, which will have something of a DAO built in. I've spoken briefly with Also Easy also about a stable coin. So hopefully all of those things will kind of culminate at the same time. So hopefully we'll have a stable coin, an upgraded DAO, and a launchpad on RubySwap. But that's going to be on something like a version 2. The initial version was slated for release the beginning of this month. I think it was looking at the 4th or 5th of January. Sorry, June. We're having some real problems with the front end. The Riddles was was privy to the robust discussion that we had about that in a private Discord. The guys there are just they don't seem to be up to the job, to be honest with you. So we're still hoping for a June release, but that's where we are. The Ruby Swap actual contracts have been deployed. Some people have got the addresses shared. There's still some talk about team members, ambassadors, and people to act as advisors between the EtherGem network and Ruby Swap, things like that. So that's all still in the works. So that's the only real update I've got on RubySwap, is that the back end is already deployed. So that's all up and running fine. It's working. It's sitting there fine on the EtherGem chain. So there's no problems there. It's just getting the front end up so that people can actually use it.
Crypto, say, as part of the Ruby Swap development, is there going to be any bridge development with other networks?
No, there's not. We haven't planned to have a bridge. No.
Okay.
Was it something that you would like to see? Because what I guess what
Well,
we're
I'm
doing
just
is
I'm
we're
just
building.
I'm just wondering because right now we don't really have that many tokens on Egem, and I was wondering if we could leverage having tokens on other networks to be able to be sent to Egem via switches or bridges. Sorry. So I was wondering if there was any plan to build those bridges, or probably it's not worth it. I don't know if you have commented or have any comments from development team in RubySwap.
I haven't, but what I can do is I can take a note of it and speak to them about it. See what they say. See if they want to add bridges because it does make sense because that's going to be a problem. Obviously, we've got a dex, but we don't have any tokens as yet. I guess we've got
Hmm.
Sapphire
Okay.
coming up shortly, but Ruby Gem and Egem itself. So yeah, bridges is a great idea. I'm not sure if it should be a part of RubySwap or maybe it should be something that should be separate. Um, I'm what I'm worried about is I don't want to put all the eggs in one basket and everything be controlled by one team because as much as Peter seems like a nice guy, who knows? These guys may pick up the
Yeah.
ball and leave.
Yeah. I guess you could always or also argue that projects that want to make use of RubySwap, for example, let's say another network, say for example Tron, and
Mhm.
if they wanted to use RubySwap, I guess you could also argue that it would be their job to implement the bridge for them to port a token into Egem, I guess.
Yeah, we could. The only thing I would say about that is that what we want to do is we want to make it as easy as possible. So what we really want to do is we want to build the tools for them to get here easily. If we say to them, "Oh, you
Right.
have to build it yourself," then they're not really incentivized to do that. Especially not as there's nothing here yet. Maybe once uh, we're big time Charlies and we're shooting up the charts, then people will start building bridges. But I think for now, I think we need to make everything nice and comfy and do all the those sorts of small legworks for them. Um,
Okay. Sounds good.
do you think that I don't think building bridges is that much of a big job, especially not if we're up to date with Ethereum. I feel like it shouldn't be that difficult. Even if we're not up to date, actually, should it be that difficult to make a situation where we can move tokens across? Because the token standards will remain the same. We've got ERC20, we've got ERC 17
Right.
already,
Right.
so it shouldn't be that hard, should it?
No, no, and there are some projects that they already have open source bridges that we can have a look into, and if we wanted to, we could implement something similar to that.
Okay. Okay. I'll ask the RubySwap guys about it, but what I think we probably should do is put it on our to-do list. Um, I don't think it's something that we need. I don't think we need to get dev to do it. I feel like we can probably outsource that. Um, I, I, I'm going to guess that that sort of, like you said, that sort of technology probably already exists open source somewhere. We can probably grab that and basically put our name on the top of it and use it. So,
Right.
okay. Uh, I'm just writing that down. Riddles in the chat has said we did look at an ETH bridge a while back and it was expensive. Okay, so yeah, so we have done some. Riddles is saying that he has done some research on it. The reason why I'm reading them out is because when we do post this, it's not going to have video; it's just going to have audio. Um, so yeah, we've had a look at it and it was expensive. I guess
Expensive in the sense of outsourcing it or
that
using
yeah,
Ethereum to
I'm
pay
I'm
for the
gonna
contract fees.
I'm gonna assume you meant outsourcing it. Riddles, do you mean outsourcing it or do you mean for the contract fees? Oh, he means contract
Yeah,
fees.
he mentioned
Contract
contract
fees.
fees. Well, the thing is, we could also look into other networks. Ethereum is just an example, and for, you already mentioned Pancakes is running on Binance Smart Chain, and fees with them are not that high. So we could implement bridges or with Binance Smart Chain, and be able to transfer tokens between our network and their network. And they also have an exchange and a big exchange, so that might be a plus.
Mhm. Um, it's I think it's definitely something we should be keeping an eye on. Uh, even if it is expensive, it it's probably worth it. People will probably still use it because once you get here, your fees are going to be a lot lower than if you stay on Ethereum, and that may be enough to tempt. a lot of these projects over.
Right. I have been playing with some of these automated market maker contracts in other networks, and I have seen some of them implement these bridges. So that is why I was wondering if there was a plan to implement it on Egem as well.
Yeah, no, we haven't actually got one. Yeah, we didn't.
Okay.
It requires creating the bridges and then launching the corresponding contract tokens on
Right.
the networks.
Right. Right.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll look into it. I'll look into it. Luis, if you could
Board.
look into it as well. Riddles, if you get some time, look into it. Next time we come back, next time we have our meeting, we'll discuss and see if it is feasible for us to get it done, and if so, kind of what sort of costs it will be and what a system like that could look like. I'm not expecting like a full-on proposal, but we could approach it bit by bit, and every couple of weeks discuss it until we do, or until we are in a position where we've got enough information to make a real plan about what we're going to do. Anybody else got any other points they want to make regarding bridges or Ruby Swap?
It
Awesome.
sounds really exciting.
Thank you. I'm quite excited to have the launch pad because I think it will allow other projects to be on the only other decentralized and cheap Ethereum platform that is stable and been around for longer than 6 months. So I think we're in a good position. We're in good shape. Um, I wanted to discuss with one of the marketing guys. I'd made a note about it. I wanted to discuss with one of the marketing guys about posting regularly some of the statistics onto our social media. Unfortunately, it looks like we don't have any of them here. So Tsunami nor Rhubarb are here. Tsunami has said he's been busy with work and it's Father's Day, so I guess Rhubarb will be busy doing Father's Day stuff. What I've
Yeah, it's kind of like a quarter of the people are here right now, I think.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we've got a poor turnout. But I just
I
felt like.
also,
Sorry, Sarfus, say that again.
I also had an item that was kind of marketing related. I was wondering, which I guess I'll just take note for next time, is if it'd be worth expanding our social presence into like more of a professional social media platform like LinkedIn, technology trends and industry and stuff like that, and start getting some stuff out there as well. Just something I wanted to bring up.
I think so. Yes, I think so. I think if we've got somebody that can effectively manage it, then yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Do we already have an Egem company profile set up on LinkedIn yet, or is it not yet?
Don't think so, and if so, it's probably lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's lots of we'll call them artifacts of our past around.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the only reason I was saying that is because it just me and a few of my buddies in the technology industry with a few, not much, just a few thousand followers each, and just a couple posts here and there can spread, and they can give birth to more views, just more presence, I guess.
Sometimes you get decent leads from LinkedIn as well. It's not often, but it has. I have.
And
Some.
and there's developers on there too. There's a lot of them, just looking at stuff. So
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put. I've made a note of it. When we have our separate marketing meetings, Sarfus, which I know you've attended before, I guess we can bring it up then. Try to have some sort of strategy around who's going to manage what and where they're going to get the information from. I
yeah,
was more thinking about getting statistics for like how many nodes there are and how many transactions, how many new wallets were generated, and things like that.
cool. Yeah, no, just bring it up. I know the marketing guys aren't here, so I didn't mean to jump
No,
track.
it's fine. It's fine because they're supposed to be here, so we can discuss it. If anyone else has got any other things to mention along those lines, I'll just take notes, and then when we do get to speak to them, they'll probably listen to this anyway. But if they don't, you can just bring them up to speed and say, look, this is what people are asking, kind of thing. So thank you.
No problem.
Um,
Are they the rebranding? Is that before we end the marketing topic? I haven't been able to follow as much on the thread. Is that coming soon?
there's not been, as far as I know, there's not been an official decision whether or not to rebrand. I think what's happening is they're starting to push the new branding on new socials that they're building. So I think they was building some graphics for an advert, something to do with mining. I'm not sure. Riddles, I'm hoping
Okay.
you know more about it.
If there's any official word, it's yes, the branding can go forward, but we're going to remain backwards compatibility with our old imaging.
Yes, that's right. So we was going to start using the name Egem more freely and regularly, but uh, when we're talking, we will. It's the project's still called Ethergem, but we're kind of just going to be naming it Egem as like in discussion and as we're talking, it's easier to say
Okay.
things like that. So
Good stuff. Appreciate it.
yeah, I think that's right, isn't it, Riddles?
From what I remember, yes.
Okay,
So I had my second COVID shot on Friday, and I've been hit and miss for the past 2 days.
no, that's fine. That's fine. You're doing great. You're doing really good. You're being really helpful anyway. So welcome to Crypto Magnus and Alan, who just arrived. Thank you very much for turning up. Yeah, so Riddles, I guess I'll ask you this because I know you'll know, or Nina's will know. Is there a way we can get the stats for things like new wallets and the amount of nodes? I know that does get posted in the chat, new nodes T1, T2, things like that. And then what I wanted to do, or what I was thinking might be a good idea, is if we posted those on our social media, just so that people know the general shape of the network um, over the past week or
Well,
so.
I believe I made 1 sec, I need to look. I believe it was another API thing.
Are you talking about like a webhook or something?
Yeah, you were able to grab data. 1 second. It's not much, but it's this. There's no like plus or minus, like say a 10% increase in or weekly or whatever. It just shows you what is what, like total accounts, total contracts, total transactions, total blocks.
So you're Cryptos. Are you looking for more like just to show of activity, to show that the chain's like live and active and like moving parts, or?
Yeah, I am. But this is pretty much perfect. Um, this is pretty good because it shows the total number of contracts, total transactions, total blocks.
When it says total blocks, that means the total blocks synced on the Explorer, because these are all the Explorer statistics.
Okay, is the Explorer generally behind or is it on time?
It's only behind maybe by like 15 or 30 seconds.
Okay, okay, okay. Says
That's
that's fine.
too slow.
That's exactly what I was thinking when he was saying it's behind. I was thinking, oh God, please don't say 2 weeks. Please don't say a month. And he says that. I was like, okay. So I guess with
Who do you
this,
think
what we
this is
can do.
BTC? Sorry.
Sorry, say that again.
Just say, you think this is BTC? I'm sorry.
Well, I know Binance Chain's Explorer is a little bit behind, isn't it? So I wouldn't have been surprised. Um, right. So I guess if we start using this, we can post this up weekly or something like that. Is there one for the nodes? Do you know?
Um,
There's one in no, do you know what?
uh,
There's one in the Discord. I've seen it. I've seen one in the Discord.
yes, but there's also one more. Hold on. Crap, I can't remember what it was.
No worries. Welcome, Peanut Head. I don't think he was here before. He's just arrived, I think. So yeah, welcome, Peanut Head. Thank you for coming. Are you still looking for the other?
I'm trying, yeah. So I'm just that's what it was. Okay, hold on.
I think Nina's added it. And okay, look, there's loads here.
I just typed one of the APIs for daily nodes. I'm not sure if you were looking for that one, Ridz.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one. There was also the main API, which gives like a whole bunch of other crap too.
I'm just going to assume the daily nodes one. It goes up to 95. I'm going to assume 95 would have been yesterday, and not 0.
It's 96 data points. It's 24-hour period, every
Right.
15 minutes.
Okay. All right. Brilliant. Okay. Excellent. All right. So we've got and there's another one there. Right. Okay. So what I want to do, Sarfus, please remind me if I forget. I shouldn't do. Is discuss publicizing these sorts of statistics so that we're talking about more than just the price, and we can get the narrative to become a little bit more educated, so people understand that there are 700 odd nodes.
Yep, I'm actually taking notes of it right now, so I'll DM you if I'm done.
Awesome. Okay. Next thing I wanted to discuss, I had already discussed this with Riddles some weeks ago, about having a new site built.
I was gonna ask about that. You said something about a July 31st possible date, but I know you're behind on things.
Yeah, so what I wanted to do was the guys who we had got to do Ruby Swap, I wanted to get them to do the new site. Now I know Rhubarb can also do sites pretty well, and I've got one other developer who I respect who could
The only
also do.
thing this website needs to stand on its own. By example, I mean if I need to put it onto GitHub to host it, it's able.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
So just static HTML files if you can.
Okay. What I wanted also was I'd seen a little bit of I guess it's Web3 functionality whereby you can click a button to add the network to your MetaMask. I've seen it on Polygon. I wanted to get it. They're gonna have it on RubySwap, as far as I know. They're planning to. And I wanted to get it on our website. Just small things like that, little widgets like that. So I guess we're going to have a way of compromising between having it static or having these sorts of little gimmicks on the site, whether or not we can have them or not. But what I really wanted to discuss was, does anybody else want to take on championing, building, or getting a new website built? I can do it, but I've got a lot on at the moment. I've got a few other projects. So go ahead.
Ridz wasn't. I thought Ridz had started on that, or was that someone else?
Well, yes, but I don't have the. It's too many things on the go for me to be able to focus on it.
Totally get it. Yeah, no, I understand. I was curious. I wasn't sure if it's whatever you do have, if it's something we could hand off to someone else as a start, or do we need to start fresh?
Well, it was made in an editor and exported to HTML, so they wouldn't have that software. But there is a live copy to take some stuff from, I guess.
I think it definitely works well as a template. That's kind of what we discussed and where we got to. We've got the site we've already got is unfinished in parts, but it still works well as a template. It would be great to have 5 riddles so that we could get him to do everything. But
I'll settle for 2. That'd be good.
yeah, but it's kind of
Got the
unfair.
technology.
So whilst we can't copy and paste riddles, I think we should hopefully get someone to step forward and champion getting a new website built. Just so that we've got something. I think it might be a good idea to have Rhubarb do it as he's doing the rebrand, so the two things stay in sync. When he does rebrands, it's more than just logos and colors. It's like there becomes a whole story behind it. I guess if you've ever discussed it with him, you'd realize how deep he gets into that type of
Yeah, it felt like a job interview, and I kind of crumble when I have to do that stuff. So
exactly.
somebody else will have to fill out all that stuff.
Yeah, it does become quite deep. What we have done with him in the past is have it just be open, and then he can post up the questions, and we can all answer them as and when we get time. I'm not sure what he'll charge for that. Unfortunately, he's not here to even ask him. But I feel like as we've got all of this momentum going on, it would be really nice to have a new site in time for the hard fork, which we're expecting in the middle of August.
That may okay, so we have to finish the software, then we have to make sure it works, then we have to push it with at least a month to everybody to update. So give or take around then.
Yeah, yeah. But either way, we can have the new website before we have the hard fork, is what I'm saying. So even if the hard
Yeah, for
fork gets
sure.
pushed back, which is like literally happens all the time in these things, the we can have the new website ready, and it just keeps the momentum going because things are getting better here. I also wanted to say, which I forgot to say at the time, was when you mentioned about um, Oso's work on the fees and it being on another branch. I think it's in. I just want to let everybody know that the actual Egem code base is not on GitHub; it's on GitLab, and then you have to go through the branches. It's quite easy to find once you've got onto GitLab. But some people may be looking for it on GitHub because I do know some people did expect it to be on GitHub and then didn't find it and then just assumed it didn't exist. So just
Yeah, we
to
moved from GitHub when they switched to when Microsoft bought them out, and also because GitLab provides free private repositories for us to use.
yeah, and GitLab's also far more decentralized. We can host on our own servers if we ever feel the need to. So yeah, it makes sense. But I just wanted to clarify that so that people could find it because I did see that was a bone of contention between Peter and Oso the other day where they hadn't seen. Well, I think Peter had seen, but he hadn't seen anything about the update. But either way, okay. So does anybody want to volunteer themselves to do the new site right now under pressure? Not pointing any fingers.
Hey, Ridz, when's that clone of yourself supposed to be done or fully matured?
Hmm. You're gonna be waiting a while.
Okay, well, we'll leave it open. We'll leave it open and we'll see if anybody once they
Well,
hear
we
this.
we are missing some of the like community dev people and stuff too. Maybe just post that question somewhere. I don't know.
Exactly. So it can be something that when when people Yojimbo's just posted in the chat a meme of the Agent Sniff, which is obviously what Riddles
I
looks
just
like.
cracked my neck like him do.
So yeah, so what we'll do when we post this when we post the audio, let people know that there's that role that needs fulfilling. It could be somebody who's not that code savvy, but um, can manage a small, stroke medium sized project.
Yeah, is it something that would be too difficult for someone to just use like WordPress or something to get the majority of it done, Ridz, or is it something a little
No.
more custom?
No,
Okay.
whoever does it, they don't actually have to do all the coding and make the website. They just have to liaise between the site people who are making the website and the rest of us. That's kind of all the role will entail. They just have to go to find someone capable of building the site, let them know our requirements, converse back to us the amount or the costs that there will be and what they may need.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you guys were trying to get someone to develop it in house. I didn't realize that. My bad.
Kind of like a pyramid scheme, but not as evil.
Yeah, exactly. A nice, friendly pyramid scheme where people don't lose money. Well, I've got nothing else to discuss. Has anybody else got any other points that they wanted to bring up and have discussed today?
Did I come in too late? Did you guys already give a brief like update on where we're at, like development wise? I know Oso put some stuff in one of the chats about where he's at. I wasn't sure if it was something that was touched.
Yeah, that's what we started with. We started with the
Okay.
core updates.
No worries.
Yeah, I tried to explain why I think they're important, what our options are if we can get them done. Hopefully, Oso will hear this and he can make a decision on if he feels how he feels about giving up time from Sapphire, because it's kind of a difficult one. If we've got one man capable of doing Sapphire and the updates, but he can't do both of them at the same time. So I'm not sure if taking him off of Sapphire is a great idea, but it's up to him, I guess, essentially. So that's what we just kind of discussed earlier, but it's difficult to discuss it without him present. So hopefully, when we have the next one, or even in the chat, get some clarification on his opinions towards the updates. And Riddles did say that they had started and they were getting through it. They're making their way through it. So there was that update, which is again positive news, good news.
Yeah, Lewis and Nieners were there for that too. So
okay. Have you got any comment on that, Luis? I know Nieners hasn't got his mic on today.
Not that much, only that we have been supporting also with development as he goes and makes progress and need us to double check and test things. Pretty much.
Okay, brilliant. All right, is there anything else anybody wants to discuss? Where I've run out of topics. Talk now or forever hold your peace. Well, I'll hold it for the next 2 or 3 weeks anyway.
So do I expense lunch to your company card or whose card then?
I'm not picking up the tab. I heard that Luis was the money man here, so we'll let Luis.
All right, Lewis. I'm just kidding. No, I have nothing else, guys. Thank you. Sorry I joined late and you had to repeat yourself about the core stuff. So.
That's fine. All right then, guys. Well, if it's all the same with you, I'm going to get lost now. I'm going to probably play some Xbox. I'm going to, before I do that though, I'm going to upload this to I'll turn it into audio. If it's small enough, I'll just put it in the chat. Otherwise, what I'll do is I'll put it on YouTube. What I'll do is I'll put it on YouTube, and then people can get it from there. If we can post it onto the Egem YouTube, that would be great. And then I guess we'll put it out on social media and let people just have a listen into our first AMA stroke mini meeting, and so that they know.
yeah, not much to not an overall productive one, but a few things got talked about because just not many people here right now.
Yes, and also Riddles, you have to remember that a lot of the things that we've talked about today, although it's kind of old news to us, it may be new news to other people who may have missed it in the Discord and are just not privy to it. So I think it will be useful for them to understand and be aware of what we're actually doing and why. I think it'll be okay. I think it's okay. And then we just keep on discussing things as much as possible in public channels. I'm happy that
I have been.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm glad that we had those discussions with the Kaya Bar and Oso, and then obviously Hazy and he came and he left. Oh, actually, what happened with Hazy? I didn't see it. I just saw that he'd got banned.
The only reason he came out and said anything is because I got worried where he. So I asked a few people if they knew where he was. And then I looked at the whale alerts and saw he had moved some funds about a month ago, so that's where we're at with him. And then he said a bunch of things, so I removed him from the server.
Okay. All right.
But in short, he was given tasks and didn't complete them, and apparently had a hissy fit about mine and Oso's attitudes, and so he made his choices.
Okay. All right. I guess we could discuss it after. We should have some sort of code of conduct, because I wasn't really privy to it, but I guess people have fallings out, and often it's probably better that we discuss them via text. Then if we have to escalate it to voice, we escalate it to voice. If we can't come to a amicable agreement over voice, then we go to video. So I guess that's something we should consider. I'll bring it up in the marketing chat, some sort of code of conduct, so that we can have a better solution than um, than losing people. Because I didn't know Hazy, but from what I had heard, you guys were pretty happy with him at one point. But either way,
Happy being a relative term. He didn't have any official projects and was only a signer for the bot.
okay. All right. Well, we can cover that. We can cover that in chat. Either way, we can cover that in chat either way. All right then, guys. Well, I'm gonna call it here, and I'm gonna try and get this uploaded before I go back downstairs. And thank you all very much for your time. For anyone listening, thanks for listening. Please share it and all that good stuff, so that other people can see what we're doing here, what we're getting, the momentum that we're building on this project. And yeah, shall we try to get another one done in between 2 to 4 weeks? I won't pencil in a date now. We'll try and get some sort of consensus in. But what do you think, Riddles, about having something between the start of July to mid-July for another?
Yeah, just make sure everybody can attend.
Yeah, we'll try and get as many as we can. Sarfus, how's that? How does that sit with you?
You said what in July? What'd you say again? Sorry.
Early to mid-July for the next one. Next time we have one of these calls.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That'll work.
Louis?
And this time's perfect on either Saturday or Sunday too. So it works.
Yeah, I generally like to pick this time because it fits most of the English-speaking world. You can't get like China or Asia in because it'll be the middle of the night for them. But for the rest of us, it's always a reasonable time. Luis, how do you feel about a meeting in 2 to 4 weeks? Another one.
It sounds good. It's okay with me.
Brilliant. Okay. All right then, guys. Thank you very much for your time. I'm gonna try and upload this as soon as I can.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Thanks everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.